Hi. Hi there. I'm Melvin Diaz. And I want to welcome you to Melvin's Neighborhood. Or like I like to call it, Studio M. Here at Studio M, we're very accepting. We're very playful. We just have fun and play all day. It's a good time here at Studio M. We like to create things. We like to shoot things. Film-wise, okay? Not gun-wise. We like to play with things. We accept everyone here. We accept everyone here. Of all walks of life. Comedians, filmmakers, actors, poets, rappers, ex-cons. Here, why don't you zoom in on this sock right here? You see that hole in my sock? I'm not embarrassed. I'm not embarrassed. But I show you that hole in my sock to say, please watch this so I can buy better socks, bro. So I don't have to fucking keep working this 9 to 5. And I don't have to keep wearing fucking socks with fucking holes in them. No, look at me. I'm being fucking serious. Watch this shit, please. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good, right? It's gonna be good. Just fucking watch this shit, bro. That's all I'm fucking asking, okay? All right? The M word. You can find. Don't stop looking at my sock. Our guest for today is one of the best roasters on the planet. He was Roast Battle champion of Roast Battle Season 2 on Comedy Central. But he's also one of the fucking nicest guys I've ever met, dude. He's not mean at all. I thought he was gonna be mean. On this episode, we talk about a lot of things. We talk about comedy, life, our past traumas, and how they kind of affected the decisions we made as adults. But overall, it's a fun podcast. It sounds depressing as fuck, but it's a fun one. And also we find out why his mom thinks he's a piece of shit. Which, I don't think he is. Do you think he's a piece of shit, guys? No. Make some noise and help me welcome Frank Castillo. My guy, Frank.
Hey!
Dude, thanks so much for coming out at such short notice, man.
My pleasure. I'm doing absolutely nothing.
Dude,
so
it's a pleasure to have someone that's verified on this show.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying on Twitter because I'm not verified on Twitter.
Oh, well, I mean, anyone could get verified on Twitter nowadays, to be honest.
I know, I could see it.
Yeah. Well, how are you, man?
Good, man. I've just been sitting at home and waiting for things to open back up.
But I'm gonna be honest with you, I really wish I had those papers for you.
Oh, okay.
Because that would be a cool shot of you fucking rolling up on this marble fucking top.
Yeah, it would be great.
But I have fucking something even better. Would you like a drink?
Absolutely.
Dark or clear? Or a mix of both?
Is that whiskey?
I believe so. It's dark liquor.
I'll take a little bit of whiskey on the rocks.
All right, for sure, bro. This is Marcus 46. Please sponsor us. Even though I'm actually sober right now, dude.
Are you?
I'm 50 days sober.
Why? What was the thing that you were like, all right, I gotta get sober?
I kept getting into big arguments with my loved ones.
Oh, okay.
So like my family, my girl, my best friends, and I looked at it, I was like, what's the common denominator? I was fucking drunk as shit for all these times.
What were the arguments about?
It was about like different things. And it's like some things I was genuinely upset about.
Plot points in movies?
Yeah, just like the conflict, you know what I mean? Yeah. Hero and antagonist and shit. But fucking, I just wasn't acting like myself, and I was losing motivation as well, and I was fucking gaining a lot of weight. You know what I mean? Because when you get drunk, you just eat like shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, so I was just like shit anyway. So
yeah, I was like, let me get fucking sober for January, and I felt really good, so I just kept it going.
So no alcohol, no anything else.
Yeah, well, I don't really smoke weed. I have asthma.
You have asthma?
Yeah, I got asthma.
There's edibles, but yeah,
I know, but those fuck me up.
Do they?
Those I had one of the worst experiences of my life with an edible.
Well, how much did you take?
I took the whole cookie. Because, Frank, please, let me finish. Francisco, listen.
You never take the whole cookie.
Dog, this was my first time, bro. Oh, well, let me tell you, I had an edible the week before, and I took half of Rice Krispie.
Okay.
I didn't really feel much.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, what the fuck? I should have taken the whole thing. Next time I do it, I'm gonna take a little bit more. Fucking, my friend gives me a cookie in a package, sealed, plastic package. And he's just like, don't eat all of it, bro. Don't eat all of it. I'm like, bro, I'm 6'5". I'm like 280 pounds. like, I can drink a whole fucking bottle of tequila like nothing.
Yeah.
So I ate the entire thing, and I went to go do a show at the fucking Echoplex.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's dark and grimy in there. And I thought I was in hell. I thought it was in Dante's Inferno. And one of my friends came up to me, and I thought he was the devil. And I was just like, I gotta get the fuck out of here. I run out. A girl was with me. She followed me. She gets in my car. I go to the other side of the street, and I just fucking start throwing up. Right? And I'm on my knees like this, right? When I get up like this, I don't know where I'm at. I've never experienced anything like that. Man. And I don't even know if I want to include this in this episode, bro. I never experienced anything like that. I didn't know where I was at.
Yeah.
All I saw was darkness and trees. And I was just like, and I'm like walking like a zombie. Like, I'm just like, what the fuck? And I see my car. I'm like, my car. I go in there. I see the girl. I was like, what the fuck is she doing in my car? And I get in, and I stay there for like 12 hours in my car, just puking up and stuff like that.
Dude, I paid good money to know what brand of cookie that was.
I hope, yeah. Will sponsor us. Edibles, go ahead and sponsor us, because goddamn, that shit was powerful as fuck. And I was like, I'm never doing that shit again. And in 2 weeks, I did it again. Because I didn't want my last experience with something to be negative.
Yeah.
So I was like, let me take it easy. And apparently the guy was like, it's a stronger cookie, so don't be an idiot again. And I took like the size of a bottle cap. And it fucked me up pretty good, but like in a good way. I was just like, okay, this is what it's supposed to be.
Yeah. It's not supposed to be like life impending doom.
Yeah, it's not supposed to wipe your memory clean.
No, not at all. It's supposed to be like a relaxing experience.
Yeah. Well, how do you feel when you smoke weed? Like,
I like getting stoned in the mornings. Like when I have coffee. Before I do sets, I'll get stoned. I'm just like, I function better when I'm stoned. And really? I also do microdose mushrooms now.
Okay. I heard that's like, there's like it's revelation.
It's great. Well, doing a lot of mushrooms, it'll give you revelations. But just doing a little bit, it kind of just improves your mood. It's kind of nice.
Really?
Yeah, dude. I fucking did yoga with my wife till like.
You have a fucking wife?
Yeah, I have a wife. Yeah.
Damn, dude, that's what's up.
Yeah, I did yoga.
Hey, shout out to wives, bro.
Shout
wives
out to
are cool, dude.
That's great. Yeah,
that's what's up. When'd you get married?
I got married a year and a half ago.
How do you like it so far?
I mean, it's great. Nothing's changed.
Yeah, it's like your best friend. You're just hanging out with your best friend for
100%. And she's like stable now in her career, so it's fucking dope.
Yeah, that's what's up, dude.
I can come here on a fucking Thursday.
On a fucking Thursday at 4 p.m.
Yeah. What are you doing? Enjoying my wife's success.
Yeah, that's awesome, dude. What's she do?
She's a licensed marriage and family therapist.
Damn.
So she's like a therapist.
Therapist money.
Yeah.
Fucking shit.
Yeah.
Therapist benefits.
Yeah.
If you ever need help, she just therapizes you.
I mean, it honestly, being with someone who does therapy has like really helped me.
Wow.
Just in comedy, in this business, but also just as a person.
Absolutely.
And it's really like helped me. Also, Mexicans don't believe in therapy.
They don't. You're full Mexican?
Full Mexican.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
That's what's up. You're from San Jose, huh?
Yeah, Bay Area.
How's that?
What, like just being from there?
No, San Jose.
Oh.
San Jose? You call it Bay Area?
Yeah.
Not to be disrespectful, Frank. Even though.
Oh, here we go.
Listen, Frank. No, I'm just kidding. I get really angry.
Where does the Bay touch San Jose? Yeah, I get it. It's South Bay. All right, calm down.
Yeah. I partied up in San Jose State once.
Really?
It was really cool. People there, nice.
No, it's a great place. It's a sweet spot. There are some bad areas, and that's where my grandparents grew up.
Yeah, that's what's up.
But no, it's still. I love the place. I love it to death.
It's awesome. I love the Bay Area, bro. That's like my second home.
Yeah.
Before the pandemic, I used to go to San Francisco and Oakland like 3-4 times a year. Like, I love that.
Best places for mushrooms.
Dude, I wouldn't know that.
Oakland, it's legal.
What?
It's legal, and they let you research and do development on psilocybin. It's probably one of the only other places in the country that... Wow. So you can go to, like, Oakland and walk around, go to, like, a tea shop, and they'll have, like, psilocybin mushrooms you could buy.
Damn, that's fucking crazy.
People just microdose all the time.
Oregon shit.
Yeah.
Wait, Oregon was the one that...
Yeah, you can do heroin.
That's fucking crazy, bro. Give a fucking state full of white people heroin, bro. I don't know about that, Chief. I don't know about that. But yeah, that's awesome, bro. I love San Jose. When'd you move to LA?
I moved from San Jose my senior year of high school. I moved to Temecula, which is I
like that place too.
Really?
Yeah, I hosted it. I was trying to be respectful. After I disrespected your hometown, I didn't want to disrespect your new, like your second hometown. Bro, that place fucking sucks, bro.
Dude, it's the worst.
Bro, all the buildings are like a light beige color.
Oh yeah, no, it is like the Cheesecake Factory if they made a suburb.
Yes. Yeah,
it's insane.
Exactly what it is.
And I used to work at the casino there, Pechanga Resort Casino. So, and I used to work with a lot of the Indians, the Native Americans that worked there, like the tribal leaders and stuff. Yeah. So they had like the tribal governing board, and then like the main governing board of the casino. Yeah. And the tribal board would talk to the main governing board, all that jazz. Mm-hmm. But they would all eat at the restaurant I worked at. So I was doing like starting to kind of do stand up, and I was like bussing, but I would talk to all these like important people at this place. And it was always like such a very odd dynamic because it's like an Indian casino in a very conservative military town.
Temecula.
Like everyone shits on like everything there, and it's so funny.
White,
but then it's like they're giving like this money to like these Native Americans. It's such a funny thing.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's a great place.
I've driven past Pechanga.
It's a great place. I loved it. I always liked working there, but it was always funny because like. There was a lot of like white people that worked there, like CEOs of like casino corporations and shit. And then for Halloween, one of them dressed up as like a cowboy. And like they like all had dinner, and it was like there was like real Native Americans there, and like a dude just dressed up as a cowboy, and I'm like, no one else thinks this is fucking hysterical.
Yeah, no, that's crazy.
Yeah. They would have Thanksgiving Day shit there, and I'd be like, no one else thinks this is weird. Like all the Native Americans are clearly upset, and all the people enjoying it are just
that's so crazy. They're just like naive about the fact that they're being very racist, blatantly disrespectful.
It is the craziest thing. It's so funny.
That's so crazy. Dang, how do you think that like? So you started doing comedy in Temecula, or
I started doing comedy in Temecula.
Okay, not the Bay.
Not the Bay.
How old were you when you moved to Temecula?
I moved to Temecula when I was 17, I think. Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So when I moved there, there was a lot of those kids grew up together from like elementary school, right? And so those kids had never been outside of Temecula, right? And like I'm from the
San Jose Bay Area, baby.
So I'm from the Bay. So then when I went to school there and I would like speak up, people would be like, "What?" Like all their views were very conservative. I'm from a multicultural city, you know what I mean? So it was like
it's Mexican.
Not, exactly. So it's not weird that there's like an Asian guy that fucking like the Asian family lived across my whole life. So there it was like odd and shit. I remember this girl I ended up dating a little bit. I remember when I first sat down in class, she goes, ugh, I like these fucking Mexicans outside, right? And she looks, she goes, oh, no, not you. You're different.
Oh,
and I was like, whoa.
That's fucking terrible, dude.
Yeah.
That's so terrible. And like, that shit happens all the time.
Oh, yeah,
where it's like blatantly disgusting racism. And then when they go, not you, like your anger levels decrease by like 20%. You're still angry, but you're like,
oh my God. Yeah. And it's funny, we still follow each other. At least you said
it's not me.
We still follow each other on Facebook.
Wait, you said you dated her?
Yeah.
Yeah, you really showed her.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, you really showed her.
No, she's like married and follows me on Facebook.
You should DM her and be like, hey. DM her husband. It's like, these fucking Mexicans be fucking your bitch.
No. It's not that crazy.
No, but he has a wife.
Yeah. But no, it's weird being from like, especially, I like that I started stand-up there because it taught me how to like be funny in front of like conservative white people and how to like navigate that crowd. Yeah. So when I came to Los Angeles, it was kind of the opposite because I was so ready for clubs that I kind of learned how to get good and flourish there. But when I went to like Mexican rooms for the first time, I'd get fucking buried. Yeah. Because Mexican audiences...
completely different.
They like to be entertained.
Yeah.
White audiences...
they like slapstick.
They like movement, they like action, they like to feel, they like emotion, they like, you got to entertain them. You know what I mean? Cat Williams' bit when he's doing the fucking fries in the song.
Oh, yeah. That, dude.
Hysterical.
Well, that's one of the greatest bits I've ever seen.
One of the best
Every day
bits
I'm hustling.
Oh, my God.
He just started, that's like a 7-minute bit. It's just so... Cat Williams is so underrated right now.
100%.
Because he did some fucking weirdo shit, dude. He got beat up by like a little...
So what? Sometimes
whatever, bro.
We all take losses.
He's 5'2", bro. whatever. Dude, his 3-4 special run is one of the best of all time.
Amazing. Yeah.
One of the best of all time. Little Tink.
Oh my God. So great. Yeah. But I remember I had to follow... I was at the Hahaha and I had to follow... Oh, fuck. What's his name? Oh, God damn it, it's going to bug me. He's a very funny Mexican comic. Been around for a while, and he went up. He just popped in, and bro, that guy just buried me.
Dude, that feeling when you see someone just fucking murder,
Yeah.
And it's just like, whoa, that's comedy. And you're just in awe.
Yeah.
And it's just like that's like something that I can't really explain, like that feeling of like,
it's this thing of like everyone can laugh, right?
Yeah.
So then when you see a comic go up in front of an audience and you see their ability to make people laugh and how high the laugh they can get and they pull it out of the audience.
Yeah.
So then you go up and you're just like,
yeah, dude, I used to have to follow like these fucking crazy awesome comedians that would like be yelling and shit like that. And yeah, I'm loud, but I don't be yelling. Mm-hmm. And like the key is like for the first 30 seconds to like let the audience know like, that's not me.
Yeah.
This is me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's why like the opening joke is so fucking important, dude.
Yeah.
So important.
Dude, I remember I had to watch, that's why one of the things I loved working at the Comedy Store was I got to study and watch all these comics go up. So I got to watch Kirk Fox. He had to follow, I think it was someone really, really, really like animated. Mm-hmm. And I remember they had to follow them, and it was just one of those things of like, oh, his style is completely different. Yeah. And to see Kirk Fox take like 3 or 4 minutes really like resetting the energy because the person before them was just so high energy that it's like, oh, he didn't start killing him until like 7, 10, 11 minutes in to his 15-minute set. Yeah. And then by the time it's at the end, he's really giving it to him. And then you're like, damn. I watched a comic, fucking judo.
Yeah, Kirk is like he's like a
silent killer. Same thing with fucking oh god damn it. He was in oh god, this is gonna bug me. Fuck. He had this joke about how his spirit animal was the AIDS monkey, and it's just a fucking hysterical bit. But his whole approach is just slow. To the point where it's like almost quiet to where you have to catch up with him. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like you're at his pace. And it's watching him work and do that was just fascinating.
Yeah, it's just like the different styles. Like it's, it's not just, comedy's just like it's just not one-sided. It's like music. There's rappers, there's singers, there's opera singers, there's all this shit. It's like same thing with comedians. That's what people don't the audience kind of doesn't realize that. Yeah. Especially like in live shows where it's just like 8, 10 comics at one show, that's when you really see like the difference. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's just like one after another. Mm-hmm. Dude, your fucking name is on the Comedy Store, huh?
Yeah, it's fucking
wild. How the fuck did you feel the day that they painted that shit on the Comedy Store? So you went from fucking working there to your fucking name on the outside of the Comedy Store with all these legends.
Mm-hmm. Right under Michael Keaton. Michael
Keaton, dude. I didn't even know he was a comedian, dude.
Dude, he started
I know, that's,
and then he blew up and then got the role and then just fucking took off.
That's crazy, yeah.
Yeah, man.
Well, run me through that day when you saw that shit. Were you there when they were painting it?
Yeah, no, so when you get past, it's, so Adam passed us, it was like 6 weeks of him watching you on Mondays on Potluck, right, in that show. And then, so he watches a bunch of us and then he makes the decisions after that. So I kind of had a feeling that I was going to get passed, but at that time I was coming off of going on the road every week. So I was going on the road with like Mo Amer and, who else? Fuck. It was Mo, Pauly, Shore, and, I think those are the 2 guys I was going, like literally I was on the road every weekend with them. So then when I was going to do the spots when he was watching, I was already coming off of weekends after doing like an hour and a half of just time. Yeah. So I was fucking just ready. And then the last time that he passed, like the last set I got up before he passed me, he was just like, gave me a fist bump. He was like, great job. It was great watching. I was like, oh shit, he's never given me a fist bump. Yeah. This might fucking be it. Yeah, so then it was like, I was walking out and then that's when he was like, hey, you're passed, blah, blah. And he gave me the whole speech and I fucking cried immediately. Wow. Yeah, man, I fucking cried.
Yeah, because you it wasn't like, that's a cool thing in general, but you worked there.
Well, it's also the whole reason I moved to Los Angeles to get the job. Because it was like,
When was this?
So when I was working at Pachanga, I had heard about the store, heard about from all these other comics. So then I would look at the website and be like, oh, I want to move to Los Angeles. So I'd look at the lineups all the time. So then finally when I moved to Los Angeles, I knew you could get hired as a door guy if you like do the system. Because it's the only place that has the system. So so then finally, like after fucking doing the whole system for like 6 years and then finally getting passed, he tells you, I freaked out and it was so funny. I freaked out so hard. The comic behind me thought someone just told me someone had died because of the reaction I had. Yeah, and then he was just like, "Don't tell anyone. We'll announce it tomorrow." So I had to like leave because I was just crying uncontrollably.
Yeah.
So like people were just like, "What's wrong?" And I'm like, "Nothing. I gotta go home. My dreams are coming true." But yeah, so they tell you when the names are gonna go on the wall. So then I went there and I watched. And he even lets you, he's like, how do you want it? Like, he lets you pick the letters and stuff so you can see, because it's fucking immortalized, right? So, yeah, it was great. I watched him do my name. And by the way, cleanest name he did. It was fucking perfectly straight. It looks great. It was just fucking dope, man.
Yeah.
But it just feels great to, like, you know, to bring, like, my dad or family and be like, look at that. That's you know what I mean? I didn't go to college, but fucking look at that. Yeah. Because also, like, me being successful, it hasn't... not that it's rubbed certain people all the wrong way in my family, but a lot of stuff happened to me growing up in my family that for me to succeed, it definitely makes people feel a certain kind of way.
In a positive way or negative way?
Not positive way, definitely like they feel guilty in a sense. In a sense that it was like, you know, when my father and my parents split, right? And my mom's family was very tough on her because she was a young single mom, and she was like 19 when she had me. Same thing with like my father's dad, and then like my dad met a new lady, and then her step family was kind of like not the nicest to me. They were kind of like dicks. I slept on the floor for like 3 years of my life with them. Yeah, it was kind of a fucked up thing. Yeah. So for them to, you know, now look at me and see that it's like all the shit that should have kept me from having a good career and really like fucked with me. It was like, no, I overcame all that shit to be successful. And now it's like, I don't have to worry about shit. You know, I've built the family I've wanted. I've built the career I've wanted. Yeah. And now I don't have a job at the store. So I get to truly just do whatever I want. Yeah. And no one else in my family gets to do that.
That's fucking beautiful, dude.
Yeah. So it's like kind of, it feels great.
That's fucking beautiful. Holy shit. Because not a lot of people get to have that.
My whole life, a lot of my family has always been like, don't do drugs, don't do weed, don't do mushrooms, blah, blah, go to school, blah, blah. And I see all my family that did that, and some of them are really happy. Some of them aren't. And I chose to prioritize happiness, and I can truly be like, yeah, I'm fucking happy as shit, dog.
Wow. Yeah. Dude, thanks so much for coming, bro. Well, we're about to switch over there. It's just like, get him out of here, bro. I thought this was going to be a fucking sad podcast. Jesus Christ. No, I'm just kidding, bro. We're going to take a little break. We're going to transition over there. Yeah. Well, yeah, you know, what we were talking about is just like our past kind of affecting us right now. Oh, you hear the fucking rancheras in the background?
Yeah, I was also like, do I have a mic? And then I was like, oh, I do have a mic.
Yeah, it's just me talking and you going like this for the rest of the podcast, dude. Yeah, you know, like our past kind of affecting like how we go through things today.
Yeah.
Whether that's self-confidence, whether that's trauma, whether that's, you know, how we love other people based on how we were loved as a kid. Like, how do you think that's affected your comedy?
It's affected my comedy. Well, being with a therapist who like teaches you how to be accountable for your emotions.
That sounds scary.
It is. I've written jokes about it and stuff because it is a learning experience, and I'm starting to go through it with my parents and my mom and like my dad, where it was like I'm learning all these things and starting noticing all these patterns. And it's not like every time I talk to my parents, it's like, you know, I'm teaching them something new, but it's like I kind of try to like guide them towards the same things that, you know, I feel like. There's something my mom said that was, I'm starting to see my mom kind of go through a different kind of, not growing pains in a sense, where it was like, well, my mom was 19, single when she had me. Now she has my two younger siblings. She's married, has a house, and she looks at them and she gets upset because of how easy they have it compared to what I had to go through. And then there's times where I tell her, I'm like, you know, she's like, sometimes I look at these kids and I'm like, these motherfuckers have it too easy. They don't know what it's like. Because she lost her mom at a young age. So she's like, they don't understand that like shit could go bad instantly. Yeah. Like, you know, their dad could go away. You know, I could get hurt, all this shit. You know, they need to be ready and stuff. And I had to tell her, I was like, first off, that's anxiety and trauma from your mom passing away. And then she was like, I dealt with that a long time ago. I was like, first off, if you think that your mom passing away at a young age and that you just dealt with it, that's not how that thing works. Like, that shit's going to manifest, you know? And I was like, and also it's like, you shouldn't look at these kids and be like, they have it fucking easy. It's like, you should be happy that they don't have to go through the shit that I had to go through, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
I was like, and to be honest, I was like, I think you're taking the easy way out by thinking of it that way, because your whole life you had to fight for survival with a young child. Now you just have to be a dope parent, and that's scary because you've only known what it's like to survive in fucking East Side San Jose, fucking being hungry and all that jazz. Now it's like stability, balancing a checkbook, paying bills and stuff. Yeah. You know, it's scary to her because she's like, I remember when she moved into the suburbs, she was like, I don't like it here because it's too quiet.
Yeah. No, yeah. That bothers me too. When I go on trips and stuff like that, it's like super quiet. It's unnerving to me.
Yeah, it's
because I'm used to helicopter. I'm used to South Central. I'm used to LA in general. Yeah. And then when it's unnerving, especially if it's like a white neighborhood, I'm just like,
it's that is a form of trauma.
Yeah.
That's what I had to tell my mom. I was like, that's what happens when you live in the hood.
You're going through some shit, bro.
Yeah,
like,
mom, that's
not funny. It's like that's not funny, dude.
There's times where I'll tell my wife shit, like jokingly, and she'll be like, "Is that real?" And I go, "Yeah," and she goes, "You know that's sad, right?" And I'm like, "I do now."
Yeah. Well, thanks for letting me know.
Yeah, I'm like, "Oh shit."
I'm going to my room.
Yeah,
dude. Yeah.
I think it's helped me approach things better, like my siblings and like how I treat my family and stuff. Where it was just kind of like, I said this to my mom. It was disrespectful, but it was really funny. She goes, "When are you gonna have kids? When are you gonna have kids?" I was like, "Why am I gonna rush to have kids? I'm too busy raising everyone else." And she was just like,
"Yeah." She was like, "Do you speak Spanish?"
No.
Oh, you don't speak Spanish?
No, and she gets on me for that too.
Yeah, you know what's crazy? Yeah.
And I think me getting to where I am is because I don't have a thick accent.
You definitely don't have an accent at all. You definitely don't sound Latino.
Yeah.
Your accent.
And that's gotten me in a lot of dope spots, but it's also gotten me in bad spots where it's like people feel comfortable enough being honest about shit that it's like, just because I don't have an accent doesn't mean I'm not fucking Mexican.
Yeah, it doesn't mean I won't fucking suck you.
Yeah, exactly.
You also, you could pass for other things too. I don't know if you've gotten that.
I have.
Do you find that disrespectful?
No. I think it's great because it just means as an actor and all that I can be a lot of things.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But it's also like I love being Mexican. I'm proud to be Mexican. A lot of Mexicans used to give me shit for not speaking Spanish.
I was just about to ask you, like, do you get shit from
a lot? Did, yeah. But then being on Rogan, being on Roast Battle, like me succeeding, it kind of they kind of not get a pass, but they're kind of like, oh fuck that, like he's winning. You know what I mean? Like he's doing well.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Wow, that's really cool, dude. How was being on Rogan, by the way?
It was so fucking intimidating. It was, you know what I mean? It's like Johnny Carson.
He's a short guy, huh?
Yeah, and he's a great dude. He's like cool as fuck.
Yeah.
But it's also just, everyone's a short guy to you. But like, but it's also like he's the coolest dude, man. It was great to like hear and just talk to him. That guy's given me a lot of great advice when I was working at the store.
That's what's up.
That dude's just a dope guy.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah, man. And it's also like, this is when shit like changed for my father. When I realized like my dad was like, oh, okay, this is different. Because my dad works at a Safeway, right? So when I got on Rogan, all of his coworkers were like, yo, your fucking son's on Rogan. Like they lost their, like my dad was like instantly a celebrity everywhere he went because it's like, yo, you know his son fucking like.
He's still up in San Jose?
Yeah. And he's kind of infamous in San Jose. He's known as Dodger Frank because he's the only Mexican guy in the North that wears Dodger blue.
Yeah, that's
fucking,
ballsy, bro.
Oh no, he's almost gotten stabbed a few times.
Baby. Or that's Athletic Town too?
Yeah. Well, mostly Giants. Also, it's, North Day and shit. And so he's, rocking blue. And so people trip on him too. And it's so funny because my dad's such a barfly. And he was a baseball player in San Jose. So like when you do sports in a town, like everyone you're kind of like a legend. Especially when you're good. Yeah. And he was supposed to go pro, but then he had me, and then that stopped happening.
We all know that story. You know what I mean? But you were on fucking Rogan, dog.
Kind of fucked up. Yeah, exactly. Now it was all worth it. But I remember he was rocking his Dodgers gear, and he was like in a bar, and he was like, he walked past a bunch of Giants fans who were gang members. And he was like, it's all love, dog, baseball, baby. And like went to the restaurant, was like walking out, and they like stopped him, and they were like, nah, dog, you gotta take this shit off. And he was like, no, I'm just a dad that loves baseball. And they're like, we don't give a fuck, nah. And these bikers, there's a kind of like a biker gang that hangs around San Jose, and they're really cool with my dad. They love my dad because he fucking he's a barfly. Like everyone loves my dad. He's just that kind of guy.
Yeah.
So they like a bunch of them walked up and were like, yo, Frank's cool. He's just a Dodgers fan. They're like, nah. And then they all started kind of like beefing, and my dad's in the middle. He's like, no, guys, it's fine.
I'm going home.
Yeah,
I'm going home after this.
Came here to
piss.
Yeah, and it was like, it's a crazy thing. So, dude, there's been a few times where I'm like, why don't you just take the fucking jacket off? And he was like, I ain't never taking the jacket off.
I used to throw fucking 97-mile-an-hour pitches, bitch.
Yeah, bro.
I ain't taking this fucking jacket off.
Yeah.
Dude, this crazy gang member and Giants fans, they've never correlated with me, bro. That just sounds so, what? Bro, like, that's Silicon Valley, bro. Like, I can't even picture that. I can't even picture that. That has gotten me in trouble before, where, like, when I travel the country and people are like, this is a dangerous area. And I was like, what the fuck, dude? Your streets are so clean. Like, when I was in Boston last summer, it's so clean there. And everything's so cute. The buildings are so cute. And people were like, well, don't be caught there past 8 p.m. And I'm like, what the fuck? What? Why? It's going to snow or something? Because this is beautiful. It's like, no, that area, bro, they'll fuck you up. Like, they'll know that you're not from there. And I'm just like, bro, what the fuck? But I'm just like,
was it a white person telling you?
No, it was black people.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah. And I was just like, dude, is this where they signed the Declaration of Independence? Because that's what I want to see, bro. Because I'm so used to like LA. Like, there's some parts of LA where I'm like, you know, let me drive a little quicker, like, you know what I mean, I love this city.
Oh, you mean La Brea and Sunset?
Santa Monica and Vine? Yeah.
I feel safer in fucking driving around Compton now because they gentrified it. Those pieces
bro,
of shit.
LA's getting gentrified, but there's still some parts, bro. There's still some parts like down Crenshaw. Like, I grew up off of Martin Luther King, so. It was like, it used to be really fucking rough, dude.
Yeah.
It used to be really fucking rough. And then now it's just like, there's a Starbucks on every corner. And I know that's like, it's become like a corny joke of like, there's a Starbucks on every corner. There's a Starbucks on every corner of like where people used to get fucking murdered in front of the Yoshinoya or in front of the fucking Popeyes.
Yeah. They would do drive-bys, but also pick up some fucking croissants on the way.
Yes, bro. Yeah. They fucking burned this. Bro, I remember I used to sell shoes with my family on the street when I was younger. And then I was like, from like age like 5 to like 10, we used to sew shoes. There was one of the hottest spots that we used to make the most money. They burned a guy alive in this gang related thing in front of where. So when we pulled up, there was cops. And we couldn't, so we had to go pick another thing. So my parents were like, next weekend we'll go back to that spot. We go and we see the imprint of the body of the burn. And my parents are like, we should not come here anymore. We should stop selling shoes on the street.
There's a bunch of Starbucks cups next to his body and shit.
People, there's like those angel wings painted on the fucking wall.
There's just white kids fucking pouring frappuccinos out.
It's just so crazy. And like, that's why I don't like when people from outside of LA, like they come and move here and they talk shit. Like, I like when they talk shit or when they go, LA's not even that dangerous. And I'm just like, both of you guys are wrong. And I want to hit both of you guys in the fucking face.
When Christmas was my favorite time because it was before the pandemic, because that's how you got to see people that lived in Los Angeles. Yeah. Like everyone that's not from LA moved.
No traffic.
Dean Del Rey had a joke. He was like, we need to go to Earthquake so we can shake some of these fucking actors out of here. And it's like, yeah, man.
Yo, Dean's fucking dope. I met Dean. And I didn't know it was Dean because I heard of Dean Del Rey, and I've heard him on a podcast. And I talked to him. I did a show at the Comedy Store in the main stage, and we were backstage. And he started talking to me. I was like, "What's your name?" And he's like, "Dean." And I was like, "Dean Del Rey?" And he's like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "Holy shit, you're Dean Del Rey? That's fucking crazy." But he was the nicest guy.
He's a great dude. He's super cool.
He's a singer too. That's
no, he's not just a singer. He was like a rock star.
Yeah.
Before he did the comedy shit. Yeah. So like, you know, like comics will like play instruments or do like band stuff. So like Dean went up there and started singing. Everyone's like, "Holy shit, Dean can fucking sing!" And we're like, "Yeah, that's what he did before he did that."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
dude, he performed at the Forum.
Yeah, dude, he's great. Yeah, he's like a fucking.
And he's so fucking funny. God damn it, dude. He's so fucking funny, bro. You opened up for Eric Griffin?
Yeah,
dude, I'm a big Eric Griffin fan. How fucking
Eric Griffin is the reason I got married.
He's so. Wait, correct me if I'm wrong, and I don't know if you want to put him out there. Is he as wholesome as I think he is?
He is. He's a pretty cool dude. He's a nice guy. He's always like, he was the reason I got married because I remember it was like right after Roast Battle. He'd take me to San Jose to do the improv, and we were like shooting the shit and like talking. He's always just been like a you know, just like an older brother in a sense. Yeah. And we were like talking, and he was like, I was telling him how I was going to go to Hawaii, and my wife had been talking to me about like getting married and stuff. And I had told her, I was like, if we go to Hawaii, are you fine with me not proposing? Like, are you fine with us not getting married in Hawaii? And she was like, yeah, but I'm gonna be upset. And I was like, she was like, yeah, I get it. She was like, why don't you want to get married? I was like, well, cause, I don't want you to have to deal with me trying to become a headliner.
I haven't cannibalized my feelings yet, and I need to.
It was all fear.
Wait, so what do you mean by that? What do you mean by like the?
Because she was going to school and all that stuff. I was like, I'm working at the store. I was like, I just don't want you to be married to like a guy that's like trying to fucking like, make it and all this jazz. Yeah. And she was just like, all right, that's fine, right? Yeah. So I go to the San Jose Improv with Eric, and I tell him that, and he goes, she fully expects you to fucking propose. He goes, everyone does. He's like, how are you going to take her to fucking Hawaii and not propose to her? Yeah. He's like, what kind of fucking asshole are you? And he was just like, I was like, bro, I just, I worry that, blah, blah, what if I don't succeed at becoming a headliner of Balls Jazz and now she's just dating some fucking loser or whatever. And he goes, what are you making fucking decisions for her? And I was like, He was like, let me give you the fucking talk. He goes, you're not your father. And 2, she loves you. He goes, you're not going to do any better. He goes, that woman loves you. And he goes, she shouldn't even do that. He goes, you're so fucking lucky. He goes, you need to fucking marry her. Don't be fucking dumb. And he was right. I was just scared because I didn't want to fucking end up like all the other married people I saw growing up. You know what I mean? Unhappy or divorced or all this shit.
It boils down to what we were talking about, like your past, like,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, your past experience. Wow, what a great pep talk.
Yeah, man. It was dope. And then it was like a week before we were supposed to leave. So then I went and bought the ring. But it was one of these things like my wife's one of those ladies who like you can't buy gifts because she'll fucking find out.
Find them, yeah.
She'll find them and shit. So it almost worked to my benefit to be like, we're not getting married. Because she was like, maybe he's, and then we get there and all that. She's like, oh, I guess he's not gonna. Yeah. So she was fully, right? She was looking through all of our bags and stuff. So I had like bought the ring, told the guy I'm going to pick it up day of because I knew she'd fucking try to find it, right? So it's like day of, I go and pick it up. I hide it in my roommate's bag. We're starting to pack up to go to Hawaii, right? And I get the ring and I put it in like my bag in like a pocket to where like, you know what I mean? Like she's not going to double look and stuff because I know she already did. So we're going through and I remember we get to like the like when they put the
customs,
not customs, but they do the X-ray thing. Yeah, and they have the ring in there, and I was like, oh fuck, what if I was like, what if they like, you know what I mean? Because I can't put it in my pocket, I put it in my bag, and I don't want them to like, so I had to be like, hey, and I was like, I told the guy, I was like, and he was like, and I was like. What are you doing? And then
he's like, you trying to go fuck?
Yeah, what are you doing? And then finally, like, they didn't do anything. I was like, thank God. And then we get to the hotel room, and we're like on the patio. My wife's like fully enjoying Hawaii. We're chilling, and she was just like, this is beautiful. And I was like, yeah, kind of. She goes, what? And I go, I don't know. I think this could be better. She goes, what do you mean? I was like, I just think this trip could be better. And she goes, what could make this trip better? And I'm like, I don't know, maybe if you were like my wife. And she was just like, what? And then I got down on one knee and then I opened the ring.
Oh my God.
And she was like, no way. And I was like, yeah. I was like, will you want to get, like, will you be my wife? And then she was like, she did not expect it.
Dude, that's so fucking
fully
sweet,
didn't expect it coming. And it was like, she was in shock for like a full fucking day. It was great.
Dude, that's a beautiful
fucking that bitch.
Story.
No.
Yeah, when she was like looking through your bags, you're like, that's not very therapist-y of you. You're going against rules number 7.
It feels like someone's crossing some boundaries.
Wow, what a beautiful fucking story.
Yeah,
man.
No, it was great.
Damn, that's some frank ass shit, dude.
Yeah.
You know what would be better? This is whack. You know what would be better?
You are my bitch.
You're my fucking wife, bro.
Me and my wife's like relationship's really cool because we really kind of like, it's fun because she knows I'm joking and she's the only person I can really like fucking let shit fly so I can get a reaction out of her. Yeah. And she's also kind of the same way now, and it's fun to like just like, I've brought her around to the word cunt. Like, she just started saying it because she thinks it's fucking hysterical. Yeah. Like, I was just like, come on, it's kind of funny, right? And she goes, yes, it is. I hated it so much before, but it's kind of funny. I'm like, right? And I was like, come on, stop being such a dumb cunt. She's like, oh my God. It's so fucking funny. She was like, oh, you're such a cunt. I'm like, oh my God, it's so funny when you say it.
That's fucking hilarious, dude. That's awesome, bro. When was you said a year and a half ago? Mm-hmm. Damn. When's your anniversary?
Don't ask me that. No, I'm just kidding.
I was gonna double down. I'm like, Frank, if you don't tell me your anniversary right now, brother, wrap it up. You know, everybody out except for Frank.
You know, it's fucked up. My wife's passcode on her phone is our wedding anniversary,
and you can't get in.
I know like the last 4 digits.
Frank, what the fuck?
I'm bad with numbers. Men are bad with numbers.
No, just write it down in your notes app. Fucking yeah.
I'm like, what is it? And she's like, it's our anniversary. I'm like,
You're like, I'll just use my phone. Like, I
just start sweating. She's like, fine. I changed it to my birthday. I'm like, oh
fuck. I'm just gonna use the laptop, sweetheart. Thank you. That's so funny, dude. Holy shit. Damn. So, dude, you mentioned like you're like on like speaking terms with like Jeff Ross. Like you're on like homie terms with Jeff Ross, huh?
I mean. We like talk. What is this? Is this gonna be fucking played in the fucking courtroom? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. So were you there on what was it? October 26th, 2001?
How do you feel? Yeah.
No, what you call how was the success of the roast? Like how did that affect you? Like were you happy about it?
The roast battle, I tell everybody this was like it was the day before and the day after. Completely, that's when everything changed. I feel like because that was when like I got a manager and like all these.
After you won the roast battle?
I mean, the confetti didn't finish falling by the time I got a manager. Does that make sense? Like they gave me the trophy. They're like, all right, and we're wrapped. The confetti's falling, and then there was like a tap on my shoulder, and they were like, hey, we're with fucking Burlstein Entertainment, blah blah blah. We'd love to sit down and talk to you. You know, we'll be reaching out. And I was like, oh, do you guys need my number? And they're like, no, we have it.
They were like, shut the fuck up. We're gonna get you, dude.
I was like, whoa, right?
Yeah,
it was wild. And then, you know, a lot of the headliners started taking me on the road and stuff. And that's when it was like, I had like a choice because they're like, do you want to do JFL? Do you want to do all these things? You know, you want to start headlining like clubs and have you put out? At the time, I had like 15 minutes.
What?
Yeah. I had like 15, 20 minutes.
Of new material or
no, of just
general?
material. I was so bad at stand-up at the time because I was so good at roasting.
Oh, yeah.
I had spent so much time focusing on my roasting, and then that's what got me in the door, guys, to stand-up. And I was still like getting better at stand-up, but, you know, winning roast battle, it was kind of like, you know, I don't want to fuck it up. Because I saw a lot of the other kids that were, you know, blown up in Instagram and all that jazz. And, you know, when I would feature for people and go out to clubs, I'd ask them, like, hey, how's this person doing? Like, what's their crowd like? What's their blah, blah? And they're like, you know, they sold out a Thursday and it was great. I'm like, well, what's their act like? And they're like, they sold out a Thursday and that's great.
Yeah. That's
so it was kind of these things of like, oh, do I want to go out there and fucking just fuck up what I have? Because we all saw what happened to the Bad Girls. You know what I mean? Yeah. Bad Girls Club, those girls were selling out clubs for years.
The Viners, the famous Viners, the famous YouTubers.
But you have to be good for them to come back.
Yes.
So I focused on doing more stand-up. You know, I told them, I was like, you know, I don't want to try to do JFL this year. I want to just focus on stand-up.
That's a big decision because that's like
I've never done JFL.
Oh, damn it, bro! You're like, I should have just done it.
But in reality, winning roast battle was better than doing JFL.
Yeah.
Because the head of JFL was there. All the management companies, Chappelle was there. All the people that I needed to get impressed were there. So it's like, well, fuck, what am I going to do this for? You know?
Yeah.
And I remember I didn't get JFL, and I was really bummed. Instead, I went to fucking Japan.
Japan.
Yeah.
Did you stand up over there?
Yep. Paid for my own trip.
For
like
a Japanese
people in
audience?
Japan. Yeah. Like there was a roast battle in Japan. Jonathan Wackrat was the guy who hooked it up. He hit me up. He was like, I'll fly you out. We'll hook you up with shows. You'll have some spending money. Is that cool? And I was like, yeah, absolutely.
You're like, when can I go? Yeah, you know, when can I go?
Yeah. Bro, it was one of those things that like, I was like, oh man, I didn't get JFL. Fuck. And then I was like, do you want to come to Japan? I was like, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And I went and I fucking did a little Japan tour, dude.
Well, I want to ask you about like the concept of roasts. Like, I feel like, do you get joy out of roasts? Because me personally, like, I think I'm pretty good at roasting people. I don't get joy out of it. I don't like doing it.
I like busting people's balls of the people that are friends with me. Like, because that reminds me of being with my cousins and my family. It was just shooting the shit, talking shit, right?
Yeah.
When it's like a roast,
yeah,
it's like a person that I don't know or just a comic, then it's kind of like, all right, now I'm just writing jokes, blah, blah.
Now it's just the art of
it's
roasting.
Just, it's just the art. But if
I get what you're saying with like loved ones and friends and stuff like that, yeah.
But it's like friends and having fun, I love doing that.
Yeah,
I love
it's
teasing
super
people.
fun, yeah. But when you have to roast a stranger, per se.
I try to be a little bit nicer, but if they're like a dick, then it's just so much easier.
Yeah, then it's just like bet.
Yeah. Absolutely. And then the more angry they get, the nicer you get with the roasts.
Yeah. Wow. Do you have one roast in particular that you still remember that someone like told to you?
Yeah, Alex Hooper had a great joke about how I look like a burnt minion. And it is like the best. It is honestly one of the best ones. Yeah.
Dang. Who did you go against for the championship round?
Matthew Burchard.
He sounds familiar. I feel like I know.
Yeah.
He was good?
Yep. Maybe not good enough. Hey! No, I love you, man. I love Brad. I love Matt. He's great.
That's
He's a
what's
good
up, dude. Yeah, that's fucking awesome.
Which is the funniest thing. I didn't realize how Roast Battle impacted the Mexican audience either. Because that shit, winning that changed it for me when it came to like Mexicans. Like really? I didn't realize it. Feng Chao was the one who told me, like, he goes, Mexicans know who you are. And I was like, what do you mean? He goes, fucking dude, Mexicans know who you are. Like, he went to a wedding up north, and on the way back, they stopped at one of those like rest spots, and there was like a janitor. There was like Mexican guy cleaning shit up, and Feng was just smoking weed, and the janitor was like, hey man, that smells great. And he's like, oh, you want to smoke? And he was like, yeah. So then he's just smoking weed with this guy, and he's like, what are you guys doing? Where are you from? And he was like, oh, we're just coming back from a wedding. We're all comics. And he's like, oh, you guys are all comics? He's like, yeah, we all perform at the Comedy Store. And he goes, oh, do you know the champ? And he goes, Frank Castillo? He goes, yeah, do you know Frank Castillo? And he goes, yeah, of course I know him. And then he was just like, that dude's fucking great. And Fang was like, bro, there's fucking janitors that know who you are.
Dude, that's fucking dope, bro.
Yeah,
Holy
man.
Shit.
Yeah.
That's what's up. Yeah, well, it makes sense that Mexicans like roast battles, bro.
Yeah.
They're always like mean.
And every time I see a Mexican, there was like, you smoked that white boy. And I'm like, all right, calm down.
All right,
sure
sir. We're
dude.
at Starbucks. Like,
Yeah.
relax, dog.
Yeah.
So I was actually reading your bio on the Ice House page.
Oh.
And it says that your mom fucking thinks you're a piece of shit.
Oh, yeah.
Because you make fun of people, it said.
No, well, because I don't think I ever... I think I have the voicemail, and I might be able to send it to you. But when I told her that I was first going to... So they told me you're doing Roast Battle, but you're doing the prelims, right? And in the prelims... It's funny you bring this up, because what we were talking about off air. The prelims, I battled Greg Roquet, who was in a wheelchair, right? So when I told my mom my first TV debut is going to be battling Greg, who's in a wheelchair, she was like, you're a piece of shit, and you should not do that.
Conchito, I got your little message on Facebook. The messenger? No. Absolutely not. No. It's not. No. You say, okay, you're going to message them, you're going to email them very politely, very professionally, kindly, thank you for, the opportunity, but no. Why you? How come you? No, No, you wait. You find somebody else to battle or whatever, but not him. No, No. You did no. And God help me, Frankie. I swear, I put this on everything. If you go out, you battle him, and you say disgraceful, hurtful things to him, oh my God, you wait till the next time I see you. Te voy a meter una pinche chinga. I kid you not. I told you, I don't care what you do with your career as long as it's good. I told you, certain things you can't say, certain things you can. You said, okay, Mom, and then that's okay for you to be over there and doing comedy. But you promised me and you told me, you said it to to me, Mom, I won't do those things. You said it. I don't care if it's Comedy Central. I don't care if it's HBO. No. No. And if you have to go up there, you say funny things that are not so hurtful. You say, you make it, I don't care if you lose. It doesn't matter to me if you lose. That's not what we're, no. Wait till your Auntie Patty sees it. Oh, my God. Wait. You just wait.
And I was like, why not? She was like, it's going to ruin your career because you're making fun of a kid in a wheelchair on TV. She was like, why did they do that to the Mexican kid? Why did they fucking put you against, you know what I mean? Like, that's just, and I was like, no, it's fine. It's going to be great. And that's why she thought it was a piece of shit. But Greg even said, he was like, if you don't treat me like all the other comics and write the best jokes I know you can write, that's when I'll get upset.
Then I'll get upset, yeah.
And I was like, oh shit, you're right. And
it's
then,
really dope,
But that episode you can't find anymore. It is canceled, removed from Comedy Central, because one of the judges was...
in a wheel.
Chris D'Elia. So Frank's first ever Comedy Central debut was on Roast Battle with Chris D'Elia as a judge. So thanks, social justice warriors. Really fucked a person of color there.
And a person in a wheelchair.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe we'd have to cancel all the shit that he was
maybe
on.
like blur his face or something.
Yeah, I don't know, cut a scene. You know what I mean?
Edit something.
Fuck.
No,
Yeah.
Damn, that fucking sucks.
Dude, it was so funny because I was like, oh, that's crazy. And I was like, whew, that's wild, man. I guess that doesn't affect me. And then I saw it and I was like, ah! Like, I feel bad for what he did, and obviously it's terribly wrong, but god damn it.
He's like, fucking, why did they have to come out now? Like,
god damn you, Chris!
Why can't I fucking record the episode and before? Oh man, that sucks.
Yeah, it was so funny.
Yeah, dude, that same fucking... The same article talks about how like you hang out with like Eric Griffin and Dave Chappelle at the Comedy Store.
Well, I've gotten to, because of working at the store, and I took my job as a door guy very seriously, and people would make fun of me for that. But when people can count on you to run a room and like do sound and all that jazz, opportunities arise. So like Chappelle would always come and he'd do his belly room shows, right? Yeah. So when they were like, we need someone to run the room that we can trust, someone that we can depend on, and someone that can do sound and shit. So they were like, well, we'll have Frank do it. So then I started doing it. Me and his manager got pretty close. You know what I mean? Like he would be able to depend on me, you know, so I'd know how to run the room, seat everybody, like get everything ready. And then after a while, he was like, you want to do 3 minutes? So then, you know, every time Chappelle would come, I'd always like help, and like it'd be like, oh, Frank's going to run the room. Yeah. So it got to a point where I'd do 3 minutes, then 5 minutes, then I was doing like 10 minutes. You know, Chappelle would come do 4 shows. I'd get to do fucking time on all those shows.
That's fucking crazy.
And then I got to open for him in San Francisco when he did when he was getting ready for his special. It's actually the show that he talks about in his special on the prologue.
Oh, with the trans woman?
Yes, and just talks about the Punchline in San Francisco. That was the weekend I was there with him.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's legendary. Dude.
Yeah, man, it was great. It was fucking cool to see, and it was dope. So I've gotten to open up for him a bunch, and I've just gotten to, it's cool.
Obviously, you've got to hang out with him then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fucking, trust me,
how is he, dude?
It's fucking...
Do you believe he's the GOAT?
It's wild.
He's the GOAT.
Yeah, absolutely. It's wild for me because Chappelle is... It's like a very weird universe kind of thing for me, because I remember the first time I ever smoked weed was with my cousin, the one I was talking to you about. Yeah. You know, we both kind of had the same kind of life, all that jazz. He passed away because of drugs and shit, but we both loved stand-up, and he was the one that got me into Dave Chappelle. The first time I ever smoked weed, we watched Killing Him Softly, then we watched Half Baked, and the Chappelle Show. So like that was a huge part of my life. Yeah. So to be able to do stand-up and then also be able to open for him and to be able to hang out and like talk to him at the store and be like, you know, just in that circle, for that whole thing to come full circle, it was just kind of like, holy shit, man. Like if my cousin was alive, like it would be insane, because I know we'd be hanging out and he'd just be like, can you fucking believe it, dude? Fucking, we were just hanging out on the couch watching. No. I just don't think that's something I could ever like tell him, you know what I mean? But it's definitely like something I always like keep in mind. The other crazy thing about Dave is for Roast Battle, leading up to Roast Battle, then last night you had to prepare for 3 people to roast. So they gave you like 3 or 4 days to write and to like get prepared. So those 3 or 4 days, I had taken my pops. He had came down and he watched me go to all these different shows and like run jokes and really like fucking be on it and figure it out and try to fucking get prepared. And then the last night before the roast battle, the finals, I went to the store and I was just kind of hanging out in the back bar drinking. And Chappelle was there because he was there watching the roasts, right? And I walk in the back bar and Chappelle's sitting there and he like sees me and I like sit down and he was just like, "What are you doing here?" He was like, "I thought you'd be out like, you know, getting prepared and stuff." And I was like, "Nah, man." I was like, "I wrote all my jokes. I memorized. I did like 5 shows tonight. You know, I'm good. I'm ready." And he just kind of looked at me and he goes, "You're going to win." And I was like, "What?" He was like, "You're going to win." He was like, I just know, you're just going to win. I was like,
wow.
Fuck.
Yeah, that just shows how, like, he's like even like saying like a comedy connoisseur, like comedy, like, lord is like saying, it's like not, it's an understatement. Like, he is the embodiment of like comedy.
Yeah. So it was this weird thing of like, did I win because I had prepared and was strong and all that jazz? Or did I win because I just believed that the comic that I fucking looked up to one of my whole lives told me something that I couldn't, you know what I mean? It was like, Chappelle said it, so it's got to be true.
Yeah, your confidence just skyrocketed.
100%.
Yeah.
It was just when it was like the last layer of like, it was like getting the star from Mario.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was just like, oh, dude, I'm...
Like, you're already like at second, third place, and then you get the stars just like, oh.
Yeah,
well,
I'm just
getting
fucking
first
glowing.
for
I'm
it.
like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
Dude, it was weird. Retelling the story, it almost doesn't seem real.
Wow.
Because it's one of those things like, there's a lot of stories like that happen at the store that it's just like, now that I'm not working there, I guess I can like think back and talk to more about, but it's just very surreal to be like, yeah, this happened. And people be like, really? And it's like, yeah. Like when they were shooting for the Comedy Store doc, I remember I was working phones at the time and I was like beating myself up because I was still like a door guy working phones. Like I had gotten passed as a paid regular, or like it was just like a weird kind of space for me. And it was the day that Jim Carrey was coming in to interview. So like Jim Carrey came and he like did the interview. They walked him around and stuff. And I remember I got to meet him. They introduced me to him and he was like, "This is Frank, blah, blah, you know, he works here." And he was like, "Oh, nice to meet you." And he was like, "Oh, he's a paid regular. He works the phones. He's a door guy. He's a really funny comic." And then you could see the shift change where it wasn't like, "Oh, hey, nice to meet you." It was like, "Oh, you're a comic. Oh, hey, man.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you, bro.
Yeah.
You like this play?" And I was like, "Oh, shit, this is fucking Jim Carrey."
Yeah, dude.
And then, like, you know, we shot the shit for a little bit, and then the interview ended, and he comes back, and he's, like, walking through the halls and talking. They're just kind of telling stories. And I'm sitting there and, like, watch him, and he walks up to me, and he puts his hand on my shoulder, and he goes, "One day, you're also going to have stories like this, too, young Padawan," you know? And I was just like, fuck, bro. And then, Damon Wayans shows up, and Jim Carrey and him are talking, and they're just re-talking about the fucking, when they were coming up and stuff, right? So you're watching two fucking legends do the shit that we're doing.
Yeah.
Where they're like, "Yo, you remember that fucking guy who was like doing stand-up and he fucking just stopped? Like that dude was the worst." And like, right? You remember when we'd all go to fucking Canner's or fucking Mel's Diner and we'd all be fucking broke and we'd all go in on a plate of fries, fucking just working on jokes, talking about the fucking next level and shit. He was like, "Yeah." And he was just like, "Dude, you remember you would drive me home and we'd stay in front of my house till 6 a.m. just talking comedy?" And he was like, "Yeah, man." And it was crazy to see these two guys who grew up together. They were kids in this fucking building and go through their whole careers and then just get busy and just stop talking to each other.
Yeah.
So it was just crazy to see them both have that moment of being like, "Yo, we got to do this more often. We got to come." And they were just like, "Yo, when are you free?" And like, I watched them like kind of rekindle and it was just kind of like, oh shit. And then at the end of that, they both were just kind of like, "This is the most important part for you. This is the fun stuff. This is the stuff you'll always remember. Cherish this shit," because, you know, he was like, "I'm fucking Jim Carrey," you know?
Yeah.
He's busy. He's fucking doing his own thing. It's you know, those the hanging out late nights with your friends and comics, like that's the shit that I'm always gonna remember.
Oh yeah, absolutely, bro. Absolutely, 100%. I have like a Dave Chappelle story too, like fucking.
Mine's totally better, but
yeah, oh yeah, wait, yeah, way better, bro. You fucking hanging out with him and shit, and fucking
no, but I think that's how much he means to everybody. Is every comic has their fucking...
Every NBA player has a Michael Jordan story, a Kobe story, a LeBron story. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It's the same thing with like him. He's like the GOAT. You know? Like, I remember... Do you remember when fucking they killed someone in the fucking Comedy Store patio?
Yeah, I was there.
Yeah. So I was 19 at the time, and I would do shows at the Comedy Store, but only for a couple months in the belly room. And I would go in, and I would get like drinks and stuff like that, and then fucking...
Because you look like you're 35?
yeah, exactly. But like, even then, Daniel used to get into the Comedy Store. Daniel, like a friend of ours who looked much younger. And like, I don't know, if you were the doorman at the time... But fucking, we did shows at the belly room, and then they killed that guy, and they got really, really strict. So I had to wait like 2 years.
Yeah. By the way, you were like, they killed that guy, like making it sound like the store killed him.
Yeah, I don't know which doorman killed him, but dude, fucking Dave Chappelle. So there was one show that I was gonna do, and I invited this girl that I really, really liked. And she was like stringing me along, and she was kind of fucking with my emotions. And I was like, come see me perform. Like, this is fucking, you know, it'll be dope and shit. And she ends up flaking on me. And it really fucked me up. I was really upset. And I remember, like, that was like the first night that I started drinking after a show. And I had like a little, like, my friend gave me like a little shot bottles and stuff like that. And I'm just like sitting in the back and stuff like that. I forget who was fucking hosting that fucking show. He's this white guy. Long hair, like scruffy, but it's like it's about to close up, and he's just like, "Yo, don't leave." Dave Chappelle just pulled up, and like that was kind of like I was just like, "Holy shit!" Like you're seeing the GOAT walk past you, and he was buff at this time.
Yeah,
because right now he's kind of slimmed down, but when he came back out of hiding, he was just fucking
called
buff.
Him sadness muscles.
Yo, dude, and I was just like, "Oh my god!" Like this is Michael Jordan. This is Kobe Bryant right here, right in front of me. And like all my sadness just went away, and I was just like, I'm where I'm supposed to be.
Watching him is like watching gospel.
Yeah, and I was like, I'm where I'm supposed to be. Whoever wants to be in my life, awesome. If they don't, awesome. Like literally, just like that. I was just like, forget this girl, forget anyone who doesn't want to be in my life. I'm where I'm supposed to be. I just did a show, and fucking Dave Chappelle is gonna end it on the same show that I'm on, and I'm fucking 19. I'm not even supposed to be in here. I'm doing something dope. And then fucking 5 years later, I'm like 20, I'm like 22, 23, and my current girlfriend, she's never seen me perform live, and I want her to come to a show that's dope. I don't want her to come to no dingy show. So I end up doing the show, this awesome fucking, I get booked in this awesome show in the belly room with Sam Tripoli, Kate Quigley, just like dope, the booker. I'm blanking out on his fucking name. He's actually a good friend of mine. But I'm hyped. It's the New Year's show. It's not on New Year's. It's like January 3rd or 4th or something like that. But it's called New Year's show. And I'm like, dude, this is like, I invited my girl, I invited my family. Bro, the booker hits me up the day before. After everyone's bought tickets already. He's just like, I am so sorry. I hate doing this, but the show's canceled. It's actually not canceled. It's postponed. And I was just like, damn, why? What happened? And he's like, Dave Chappelle and John Mayer are going to use that room to do their set. And I'm just like, wow, full circle, baby. Yeah. He fucking brought me up, and then he brought me down. But I'm just like, but then it was also sweet too, or like bittersweet, because it was like, damn, if I'm going to get bunked by anyone, it's Dave Chappelle and fucking John Mayer. Like
it's hard to be like upset at that.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm just like, damn, like that's like two sides of the same coin, like that I experienced, even though I've never spoken to him, but like that, he's just, by being himself, he's affected me like profoundly twice. Yeah, which is crazy. Yeah. I can see how that's beautiful to some people and that's really bad for other people. Yeah. I can only imagine being someone with like that type of power. Yeah, to have that gravitational pull everywhere you go. Nah, man, I couldn't even imagine.
Yeah, it's crazy. John Mayer gave me mushrooms.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that how you got into mushrooms?
No, no. But it was at the Comedy Store, and I remember. they were doing their set, and we were like they were just talking about mushrooms and stuff. And I remember like I helped close everything down and stuff. So I'm like, it's later in the night and we're hanging out and stuff. We're talking, and John Mayer watched Roast Battle. He was there for the judges and stuff. So like he's an acquaintance. Like he knows my name.
He knows you. Yeah.
Yeah. Which by the way
is fucking crazy.
Insane.
John
so, like,
Mayer, dude.
And every time I see him, I'm always just like, I don't remember. He was like, oh, what a friend. I'm like, fucking look at this guy.
Johnny.
By the way, like and I've never told him this, but my aunt loves John Mayer. Like, wants to fuck him so badly. Like, not like I love him, I'm gonna throw it. Like, I want to kidnap him and keep him locked in a part of my house so I can make him my sex slave. Like, it is that bad. I remember my aunt, like, when she came to my wedding, was just kind of like, is John Mayer going to be there? I'm like, no, John Mayer's not going to be there.
You're like, no, but your nephew's getting married.
Yeah, and then she for real was like, are you just not telling me and you're going to like surprise me? I'm like, no, dude. But it was at the store. It was like the end of the night. Him and Dave were like talking about mushrooms. They were talking about it on stage. And then he's in the back. We're all hanging out in the back, sacred ground. And I'm like, hey, man, you wouldn't happen to have any more mushrooms on you? And he's like, fuck, dude, I don't. He goes, he was like, if I had some, I'd give them to you. And I was like, and I felt weird asking, but it was such a relief when he was like, damn. Like, he was like, oh, fuck, I don't. Like, he felt bummed that he didn't have any. And I was like, that feels cool that we're on that. Yeah. Like, that we're like in that kind of relationship where I can just add, and that's dope.
Yeah.
And then he was like, oh, wait, actually. And he pulls out this microdose. And he's like, actually, one of the guys in the band gave me this. So it's a microdose. So, be careful. And I was like, all right, dope. I took it and I ate it, and then I forgot that I'd taken it, and then I drove my friend home, and we were like driving, and I was like, oh shit, I took mushrooms, and he was like, yeah, it was like, I think we'll be fine. It was probably microdose. I'm like, yeah, it'll be fine. And then we start driving. I start driving there, and then I start tripping a little. And then I'm like, oh yeah, this motherfucker tours with the Grateful Dead. Yeah. Like, these aren't like microdose.
It was just one band member. It was like probably a legendary guitarist.
Like, those doses are like, his microdose is probably a lot different than what I'm used to.
Yeah.
So I just remember like driving home and being like, oh, I gotta get home quick. Cause like I remember driving and it wasn't like super intense, but it was a lot more visual than I anticipated. Wow. Cause I remember like it was raining that day and there was like puddles. And the puddles were tripping me out because I was having to drive over them. So I was like, oh shit, am I going to fucking fall through them?
Oh my God.
Yeah, dude, it was like, I was like, oh shit. Yeah, I've accidentally driven on mushrooms 3 times. And it is the most irresponsible thing I've ever done. And it's so much fun.
Wow, dude, yeah. Holy shit, that's crazy, dude.
Yeah.
Man, I bet just some of the stories, bro. Have you ever experienced like some fucking I know it's corny, but some supernatural shit in the comedy show? Because I heard it's fucking haunted as shit.
I've always wanted to.
That was like a mafia.
No, yeah, people died there.
Yeah.
And it's also just a lot. I truly believe in like energy and shit and all that jazz, And
I felt it when the first time I walked
Mexicans too. We fucking, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We fucking, spirits and shit.
Yeah. And I felt that shit and I was just like, whoa. But then what counteracts that is the history of comedy. Mm-hmm. So you start seeing all the photos and the names and stuff like that. So that, like, what the fuck is that? Kind of dissipates when you start seeing the beauty of comedy and like the history that's there. But yeah, it was So,
but also, like, anytime I've ever felt weird or anything, I've always been like stoned or drunk. So it's like, well, I'm under the influence of something.
Well, maybe your Mexican senses are a little heightened though. Probably more heightened than usual. Yeah, that's what's up, dude. Well, yeah, man. That's a good.
You have 10 minutes left.
I have 10 minutes.
You can cut it now. You did like 30 minutes over here. So.
We did do it.
Yeah,
we did have a
good conversation. You got any last questions?
Dude, I'm just so grateful that you came out to this, man. Usually, I have flowers for each of my guests because I like to give flowers when people are alive.
Yeah, Mexican shit. I get it.
Okay. I'm not Mexican.
You're not?
No.
Oh, I'm out of here.
It's like, Gerardo, delete all that shit.
Can you wipe all?
No, I'm half Salvadorian, half Guatemalan. Okay.
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh man, yeah.
That's dope. I get it.
You get it. Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
I don't hate it.
Yeah, no, what you call it?
You're going to be put in the same cage as us, so.
Okay, we're done?
When they come to kill us, they're just going to shoot you first because we're a little
taller. Are you Latin American? Are you Central American? No, they're going to be like, They're gonna be like, they're gonna fucking. To be honest with you, I didn't know the derogatory term for Latinos, which is spick.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was for Latinos.
Dude, spick, wetback.
Well, I knew we had wetback.
Wetback never.
Beaner.
Like, and it's and this is how, like, I don't know if it was like, maybe if I had an accent, I'd be more offended, but whenever people shout that or say that to me, it's funny to me. It doesn't mean, like, it is a bad word, obviously, all that jazz. And it does affect people, but when people say it to me specifically, I just laugh, because I'm just like, I don't know, it's funny to me.
Yeah.
When people are like super blatantly racist, it doesn't hurt my feelings. I'm just like, okay, you fucking idiot. Like, it's so funny to me.
Yeah, because it just like slides right off of you. And that's that's the funny part is it's like they don't even know that how little this affects me.
My mom used to call me a fat fuck growing up. So like I've heard so much worse.
Yeah. Fucking. Well, thanks so much for coming, Frank.
My pleasure, dude. So much fun.
Dude, this was so cool, man. This was my voice is cracking like I'm gonna miss you, but this is really cool and I'm gonna miss you, man. I'm gonna fucking miss you.
It's my last podcast ever.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm fucking. It was a pleasure fucking like meeting you for the first time. Even though I've heard so much about you, it was a pleasure meeting you. You know, fucking hanging out and talking and shit.
My pleasure, dude.
Yeah, we should do this again, dude. This is really cool. All right. And we're done.
We're done.
Oh my God, dude. Thank you.
Dude, thank you so much. Does anyone want to finish this drink for me?
Well, Frank, here at the M-Word Band, we believe of giving flowers to people when they're still around to receive them. And I truly appreciate you so much for coming out. Because, you know, we're just starting this up, and to have a fucking guest of your caliber and of your talent, I really, truly appreciate that. And normally I would give you real flowers, but I'm going to give you these fake flowers because they're never going to die. Just like my appreciation for you.
I appreciate it.
Can you come and receive them? Thank you.
These are great.
Yeah, they're cute as fuck, right? Don't smell them, dude. It's probably like, it smells like Febreze and shit.
Did you put Febreze on it?
Yeah, but I appreciate you, though. Yeah. All right, peace. Are we taking a photo? Oh, can you take a photo? Another episode down. Man, I'm excited for the next guest, dude. You guys are not ready for that one, dude. Stay tuned. Let me take a piss.